Hi, I'm Judy Tate. On behalf of the American Slavery Project and the New York Society for Ethical Culture, we welcome you to this special presentation of our 2021 Reverberations plays. Thank you to all of our supporters and viewers for joining us in this exciting virtual series. Be sure to stick around after the performance for a live scholar-led talkback, which will shed light on some of the ideas and themes in the play. We hope you enjoy the show and will meet us again for some other upcoming virtual premieres in the Reverberation plays. Please consider donating to ASP so we can continue the work that we do, creating theater that educates, entertains, and illuminates. Now on to the show.
You can't take my boys! Get out of here! Get your spooky ass out of here! Get your Casper ass out of here! I got 4 boys. 4. They mine. My boys. 4. Sammy, Jesse, Cleve. Sammy, Jesse, Cleve, Alex. 4. They're good boys. Ain't gonna get in no trouble. Shit. I will beat their butt. I will beat their butt. I don't want them to be like me, see? I ain't shit. Ain't shit. My name is Willie Thomas. Thomas? No, I'm Mallory, see? Willie Mallory. Thomas, that's my wife's name. I took her name. I had to take her name. Ain't got no name. Can't even give my boys my name. Ain't shit. They took my name. Alabama. Alabama took my name. They still following me. Them ghosts from Alabama still following me. They'll take your ass, put your ass away, boy. They can't take my boys. You can't take my boys. Wake up. Get up, all 4 y'all get out of bed now. Sammy, Jesse, Cleve. Now, y'all. God damn it. Alex, what you always hiding for, boy? Didn't I tell you stop hiding from me? Now, y'all my boys. Whatever you do, don't be like me. I ain't shit. What I say, boy? Don't be like who? Like who? No, baby, not like you. Me. Don't be like me. I will kick your ass. Shh. Daddy is in the living room, laying on the couch. Drop. 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 Turn that water off. Drop. 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 Damn it, Sammy, Jesse, Cleve, Alex, turn that water off, boy. Gotta go turn the water water off, turn the water off for daddy. Drop, 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 drop. I got the water. I turned the water off. I got the water. I turned the water off. I climbed the bed up on this chair like Superman up in the air. Dun, 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 dun. Drop. 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 Damn it, boy! Didn't I tell you turn that water off? Where you going? Get your ass back here. Don't make me chase you now. Drop, 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 drop. Get your ass back down them stairs. Don't make me run up there now. Goddamn motherfucker. Where'd he go? Out the back porch? Drop, 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 drop. I ain't chasing your ass out in that backyard, boy. You better stop running. Where's me something? I'm gonna throw this pitchfork dead in your ass. But don't make me throw it now. Oh, you just gonna make me throw it. You just gonna make me throw it. Now, you better stop running. Keep on running now. Mess with me, and I'm sleeping. I'm an addict, a junkie. I admit that. I admit that. I'm just sick and tired of people talking. Look at Sam. Sam is the oldest one. Sam is supposed to be the big brother. He messing up. Sam is supposed to help his little brothers. He running the street. Sam is supposed to set an example. He's shooting dope. He's dipping and dabbing, and selling and dealing, and boosting and stealing. Hey, I'm gonna do some horse. I admit that. I'm gonna boost a little, steal a little, but at least I admit it. I might take something from you, but it's the female habit. It's not malicious. It's not meant to do you no harm. I ain't never hurt nobody, and I'm gonna always, as soon as I can, pay it back. You will get your shit back just as soon as I can. So I don't really see what the problem is. I know it's wrong, but I admit that. I tried to stop. I've been in treatment programs and things. This shit don't work for me. I know all about it, all the lingo. I got a disease, an obsession, a compulsion. I got arrested a day at a time. I got neighbors. I come from a dysfunctional family. Now that's true. That's true. I mean, this family, just imagine this, just picture it. Say you got a brother that you know is a junkie in that. You know he's been messing around, shooting up since what, 17, maybe even younger. Now, just imagine this. You let this brother stay at your house. Now, you know he's been known to steal, borrow, whatever from time to time when he needs to get high. Now, you leave a credit card laying around. A credit card. It's not in your purse, not in the wallet, nowhere, no normal safe place, right? It's on the table, just laying on the table. He takes it, uses it. Any junkie would do this, right? Don't you call the police on your own blood? See? Dysfunctional. All the police on your own blood. I'm not saying I'm not wrong. I am wrong. I am wrong. I am wrong. All I'm saying is I get sick and tired. And I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. This family doing stupid shit, blaming on me, and I'm just being an addict, a junkie. That's all. And that, I admit. Fuck the NBA. I play ball on the street. I play ball in the joint. And I'm a bad motherfucker on the court. Can play as good as any one of them suckers. And the way they do brothers, the way they do black men, any one of them NBA niggas could have been in my shoes and playing in the joint too. I am one of the baddest, smoothest, slickest, coolest, toughest, roughest, meanest, cleanest motherfuckers on the street. And one of the good lookingest too. Good looking. And I know how to dress too. Give me some Gucci, Armani, Versace. I don't say I come from a poor-ass family and can't have shit. I can have whatever I want. I don't have that victim mentality. Oh, I'm a welfare kid, have nothing. Po me, white man won't let me have nothing. Fuck that. I take a positive attitude, positive action. If I see something, want that shirt, want that car, want that suit, first, I picture it. I get a mental picture. I see myself in it, wearing it, driving it. I feel how it feels, and I say to myself, Jess, you deserve that, brother. Ain't one reason why you can't have that. And then I go out and take the motherfucker. Whatever it is, wherever it is, I don't let nothing stand in my way. God helps those who helps themselves. See, you can't wait around for somebody to give you something. That ain't being a man. My daddy would have wanted me to be a man. I got heart. Gotta have heart to make it. Ain't no punk. If you down, I got your back. You a punk, I'll stab you in the back. How's that? Is that fair? I think that's fair. I ain't gonna let nobody take advantage of me. I ain't in no Alabama. I got no tolerance for chicken shit suckers scared to take what they want, what they need. Punks. Surrounded by punks. Even in my own family. My little brother Alex, I hate to say it, but he's a punk. Little crybaby. Always crying about something. I tried to stop it, you know, teach him a little bit of what I know, pass it on. But I couldn't. Kept taking my ass to jail too much. First time I got arrested, I was 14. Then they pick your black ass up whether you do it or not. So I said, fuck it, I do it anyway. In and out the joint. Me and my big brother, Sandy. And that just left Alex home with my other brother, Cleve. And Cleve ain't nothing but a punk. Little sissy. Always reading some damn book. Going to school, trying to hang out with them hippie-ass white boys he hangs out with. Think he's something. Think he's smart. Cleve ain't nothing but a bookworm, lame-ass, punk-ass, chump-ass, uppity-ass, white boy acting, white boy talking, white boy walking, white boy ass-kissing, sissified, punky-loving, faggoty, faggot-ass, Uncle Tom faggot! Now, how was Alex gonna learn to be a man from Cleve? I am Cleve. Not Cleveland. Do not call me Cleveland. It's just Cleve. C-L-E-V-E. There is no land. And it's not Clive either. Cleve, Clive. Two completely different names. It's not Clive. It's not Cliff. It's not Clem. It's just Cleve. C-L-E-V-E. Now, this is the story of a boy who loved to read and make believe. He loved to tell stories and to write them down. He especially loved telling stories to his little brother Alex, because Alex would follow him anywhere, do whatever he said, and believed everything Cleve told him. Let's see, he believed the trolls under the stairway, the magic bowl that would make candy, and he even believed that Cleve could become Peter Pan or the Pied Piper. Now, Cleve had two evil older brothers, Sammy and Jess. They did not like Cleve. They teased him and taunted him and called him a sissy and a little faggot. They did all this because Cleve would do things like read books. And he'd come home from school and do his homework. And he even made friends with, oh my God, white people. And Cleve actually wanted to go to college as opposed to jail. This was strange, bizarre, and unacceptable behavior to Sandy and Jess. So, once upon these times when Cleve was in the 3rd grade, this big bully named Brian and several of his friends wanted to beat Cleve up. Oh, for no reason in particular, mind you. They just wanted to get the little bookworm, sissified, hunky-loving Uncle Tom faggot, a title, by the way, circulated, bestowed upon Cleve and circulated throughout the school by his loving older brother, Jesse. So, every other day or so, Brian and his fiends chased Cleve home from school. But, lo and behold, one day, Sammy and Jess actually came to Cleve's side. They said they would help him don't worry, Cleve. We'll take care of this. We got your back, little brother. They said that he could take Brian in a fair fight, that they would set it up and be there in case any of Brian's jackals tried to step in. So they all met at the old lot. This huge empty lot near their house on Emmett Street in Albany, New York. All disputes were settled at the old lot. There were sticks, stones, rocks, broken glass, and stuff everywhere. Brian was there with 3 or 4 of his cohorts, but Cleve had Sammy and Jess, and they were much bigger and much older. They were almost even teenagers. Jesse walked behind Cleve and gave him a supportive shove into Brian. They began to wrestle. Brian swung Cleve around. Cleve backed into Brian, reached behind, grabbed his arm, flipped him to the ground. A move he had gone over in his mind from the books he read in the library on judo. Cleve jumped on Brian and kicked him down. He was ecstatic. He had won, but before he could bask in his glory any longer, one of Brian's friends punched Cleve to the ground. Brian kicked and punched and pounced and bounced on top of Cleve. All of Brian's friends were chanting and cheering, "Get him, Brian, get him, kick that faggot's ass, kick that faggot's ass." Cleve dug down deep and muscled up every ounce of strength he had and was about to push his nemesis off when he looked over his shoulders and saw his brothers, Sam and Jess. They were chanting and cheering too. "Get him, Brian. Get him. Kick his ass, Brian. Kick his ass." And that's when I knew that I had had enough. That's when I, Cleve, C-L-E-V-E, knew that I would create my own world, my own views, my own values, my own song, my own dance. Yes, I would dream, I would write, I would tell my stories, I would sprout wings, I would fly, I would soar. And what would I pass on to my little brother? Why, that very same dream. Well, hey, Cleve, pass it on, pass it on, pass it on to me. What you got, what you got, what you got for me? Pass it on, pass it on, pass it on to me. What you got, what you got, what you got for me? Uh-oh. Daddy's walking all funny again. Daddy's talking all funny again. Hey, look at me, look. I'm Daddy. I'm walking like Daddy. I'm talking like Daddy. Goddamn motherfucker. Goddamn motherfucker. Goddamn motherfucker. You know what? You know what? Daddy drinks this nasty stuff. And you know what? You know what? Mama said when Daddy drinks that nasty stuff, he can turn into another person. I want to be another person. I want to be Superman. south. Daddy said he didn't want to go. She took me and my big brother Cleve. Me and my big brother Cleve were very, very, very excited. We are going down south. We are going on a Greyhound bus. We are going down south, and you can leave the driving to us. And the Greyhound bus is better than that stupid old school bus, that raggedy old summer camp bus from the old city buses, New Scotland Avenue, 2nd Avenue, 3rd Street bus. It's better, better, better by far. On the Greyhound bus, they have carpet. Thick, lush carpet all the way down the aisle. And the seats are the most comfortable seats that you ever sat in your whole entire life. Plus, they are magic seats. You press a button and you go back, and you go up, 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 and you go back, and you go up. Leave that alone, son. And they have this little tiny light, and you can turn it on and turn it off. Turn it on, and turn it off, and turn it on, and turn it off, and turn it on, and turn it off, and turn it on, and turn it off. Leave that alone, boy! I tell you. And then the driver starts driving, and you get on the freeway, the highway, the throughway, all these different ways, and you go far, 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 more far than you've ever been in your whole entire life, except you have to switch seats and take turns with your big brother so you can look out the window. But it's okay because you get it back. Plus you see some of the most incredible things that you have never seen. Cows! Look, horses! Real horses! We are going down south. We are going on the Greyhound bus. We are going down south. And you can leave the driving to us. And then you stop in all these really cool places, especially in Georgia. In Georgia, we stopped in a place called Albany. Get it? Albany. We come from Albany. I couldn't believe there were two places with the same name. And then we stopped in a place called Atlanta. And now, my big brother Cleve told me the story about the lost city of Atlanta and how it was sunk underwater and nobody could find it. Well, we found it. Except it wasn't underwater. And I had to go pee, so I ran into the station and into the restroom, and it was the most beautifulest, most hugest, most biggest restroom that you've ever seen in your whole entire life. The floors were all white, shiny marble with like chocolate ice cream swirls, and against the walls were rows and rows and rows of those peeing things. Except it was real noisy in there because there was a lot of big men and they were all standing around and smoking and talking and stuff. So you just slip through those men and go to one of the peeing things, and on one side of you is one of those big men, but he ain't paying no attention to you. And on the other side is a kid about your age. And you say, hi, but he doesn't say anything. He's just staring at you. So you turn your head back, but you feel him staring. And staring. And staring. And you're standing there holding your thing, and this kid is staring at you with his mouth wide open. So finally you say, what the fuck are you looking at? And all of a sudden, there ain't no more noise. And that big man is looking down at you. And all of those big men are looking at you. Maybe you shouldn't have said a bad word. But before anybody can say anything, the door bursts open and Mama's there. And she's scared. More scared than when Daddy gets drunk and starts yelling and kicking things. More scared even than when Daddy threw the pitchfork at you. And she starts saying to the men, we sorry, Lord, we sorry. Don't you ever do anything like that again. Good Lord, boy. From here on in, go to the restroom with your big brother only. Then your big brother Cleve puts his arm around you and takes you to the back of the building and shows you the door and the sign, colored restroom. Then you start to notice all the other signs in all the other places. They're all a little different. Some just say colored, some colored restroom, some say Negroes, for Negroes, and some say niggers, niggers only. And then You get back on the bus, and you don't care about the carpet or the magic seats, and you don't even notice the horses or the cows. You just want to go back home. Drop, 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 damn it, boy! Drop, drop, run, run, drop, drop, duck, dodge, drop, drop, run, run, drop, 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 drop. Didn't I tell you stop running from me? Ah! Ah! No! Leave me alone. I'm all right. No, don't call no doctor. I don't need no damn doctor. Don't like hospitals. Don't need no damn hospital. I need a drink. Where's my damn drink? Ah! No! Don't call no ambulance. Don't need no damn ambulance. I told them I don't want no doctor. I don't need your help. Let me out of here. I'm all right. I gotta get back to work. Huh? Oh, my name? Willie Mallory. I mean Thomas. Willie Thomas. December 4, 1917. Yeah, 45, that's right. I'm 45. Oh, no, I wasn't born here in Albany. Not even in New York State. Alabama. Alabama, 1917. Pass it on, pass it on, pass it on to me. What you got, what you got, what you got for me? Hey, Sammy, got some escape? I'll take some escape. Hey, Jess, got some badass? Damn, I could sure use some badass here. Hey. Thank you, Daddy. Hey, Cleve, what you got for me? Shakespeare. Shakespeare. Hey, witches. Round about the cauldron go, in the poison entrails throw toad. That under cold stone, days and nights, has 31 sweltered venom sleeping got. Well, now first, I end the charm. Pop! Double, double, toil and trouble. Fight the burning cauldron, bubble. Dang, this is cool. Hey, Cleve, this is pretty cool, man. Hey, Cleve, can I hang out with you and your hippie friends? Hey, Cleve, can I go with you to that play rehearsal thing after school? Hey, Cleve, can I do this stuff too? My brother Cleve was living in New York City. I moved down to room with him. He was gonna be a famous writer. James Baldwin, Tennessee Williams, Baudelaire, Blake, all rolled into one. I was gonna be a famous actor. James Earl Jones, Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, Marlon Brando, all rolled into one. We had a funky little apartment on the Lower East Side, 6th Street between Avenue C and D. Bohemian, baby. Bohemian, struggling, starving artists. We were very, very, very creative. Every morning, we woke up and consumed massive amounts of beer. Usually the icebox consisted of half dozen or so eggs, some potatoes, a six-pack of Budweiser, my favorite, and a couple of quarts of Colt 45, please favorite. We took turns serving as each other's a personal valet. Good morning, Master Cleve. Today for breakfast we shall have scrambled eggs a la scrambled eggs, smothered with deep pan-fried potatoes, along with your favorite elixir, Colt 45. Oh, I do beg your pardon. We seem to be out of both eggs and potatoes as well. We do, however, have an ample supply of Budweiser and Colt 45. Oh well, breakfast is breakfast, and then we would get drunk and have our usual big brother, little brother chat. You selfish, self-centered, selfish little bastard. You have been this way your whole life. Look, I know it's your birthday, but I just don't want to go to a fucking gay bar, okay? Yes, I know. It's all about you. All the shit I've done for you. My birthday. But we should go to the bar that King Alex wants to go to. You're fucking selfish, self-centered, and chicken shit. Chicken shit? No, I'm not scared. I'm not scared. Selfish, self-centered, small, closed-minded, closed. No, I'm open. I'm open. Uptight, backwards, homophobic. Homophobic? No. This is me. Remember me? I was, what, 16? You were at college freaking out, talking about suicide. You had to come out. Did you go to one of your peace, love, radical, hippie, alternative lifestyle college friends? No. You told me. And did I say gay? I'm so shocked. No. What did I say? What did I say? You said just come home. And I love you for that. Oh. Okay. So, you go to this bar a lot. I go all the time. Does the bartender like you? The bartender loves me. Oh, if you buy 2 or 3 drinks, will he give you one free? If I buy 1 drink, he'll give me 3 or 4 free. Really? Really? Well, what are we waiting for? Happy birthday, older brother. Drop, 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 goddamn motherfucker, drop, 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 drop. I want to be another person. Drop, 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 drop. I'm walking like daddy. Drop, 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 drop. I'm daddy. California. Hollywood. I had a job in the biz. Major movie studio. And when you get a job in the biz, everybody says you will go far. I know cafeteria busboy isn't exactly what you want to do, they all say, but keep your eyes open, keep your ears open, and you will go far. When you get a job, any job in the biz, you will meet people. They will start talking to you. You will make connections. Now, I wasn't meeting people like I thought I would, but one night they had a rap party for that hit TV show, Taxi. Not that I was invited or anything. I wasn't even assigned to work. I was assigned to set up. Then I had to leave. But one of the actors, Tony Danza, got there a little early. And so he started talking to me. Connection. He said, stick around, have a couple of drinks. I stuck around, had a margarita with extra tequila. Tony introduced me to Judd Hirsch. And so Judd started talking to me. Another connection. He said, good luck with your career, buddy. If you ever need anything, get in touch. Yes, finally. A few more shots of tequila, some Bacardi's rum and coke, Long Island iced tea. All of a sudden, the manager, what the hell are you doing here? Your shift is over. Get out of here or you're fired. Well, How humiliating. I sure hope Tony and Judd aren't watching this. Whoa, beautiful night. Walking around the studio late at night. Whoa, prop cars. A police car, a Model T, a taxi, yes. Oh, a Maserati. Oh, drive it around the studio. Drive it off the lot. Wave to the guard. Take it for a spin down Sunset Boulevard. Whoa! Better take it back to the studio. Open up the gate, please. The car? Oh, I got it off a lot 2 or 3 somewhere. No. I didn't steal it. I'm not stealing it. I just... Shit. I'm drunk, man. I got drunk. Look, I'm not a thief. I just drank too much. I work here. No, I'm not in a movie. No, I'm not an actor. I'm the cafeteria busboy. How humiliating. I sure hope Tony and Judd aren't watching this. Jeff? Jeff? Alex! What did you do? I'm not supposed to be the one in jail. Am I? What have I done? Fuck did you do? Fuck, man, what were you thinking? Like, who? You? Me? I don't know how to be in jail. Jesse knows how to be in jail. Hey, Jess, got some badass? I could sure use some badass here. Yes. Yes. Like Jess. Just be like Jess. Yeah, I'm Jess. I'm just like Jess. Baddest, slickest, coolest motherfucker on the street. In the joint. I'm in the motherfucking joint. Huh? What? Who? Me? What did I do to get in here? Ah, man, I was just, working shit. I got drunk. Real drunk. Real fucking drunk, man. Loaded. And I stole. I robbed somebody. Yeah, I robbed this motherfucking man. Yeah, I had a gun and shit. I said, give me your money. He said, I ain't got no money. I said, give me your watch. Give me your ring. I took his wallet. I went to his house, man. I robbed his whole house. I took a TV, stereo, everything. I took his bed. Why do I want to do therapy? Well, I'm just curious, I guess. I mean, I really can't afford it. This is going to be way too much money. I mean, I grew up on welfare, so, I don't, my parents? Yeah, they worked. My father did. He worked a lot, like 2 or 3 jobs. Hard labor. That's what killed him. Heart attack on the job. He died when I was like 8, so I don't remember that much. He drank a lot. No, I don't. I mean, I do, but not like him. Special occasions, a couple of times a week, like every other day. Sometimes maybe every day. Blackouts. Sometimes. Arrested for it. Is that what this is about, my drinking? Well, you're the therapist. I know I came here, but you're the therapist. What, am I supposed to have the answers? Oh, well, then the answer is I don't know, okay? I don't know what I'm doing here. That's the answer. my earliest memory of my father, he used to get us up in the middle of the night, drunk, and start yelling at us not to be like him. Don't be like me. No, I am not. We are completely different. Yeah, I like myself, I guess. Oh, I see. He said don't be like me, so maybe he didn't. I never thought about that. Spank? Spank? Beat, use his fists, a shoe, a belt, anything. Once he threw a pitchfork at me, just missed me. No, he wasn't trying to kill me. He was just drunk. It didn't bother me. It didn't bother me. Blocking. Oh, fuck off. Denial. Look, I didn't come here to hate my father. Oh, yes, you are. That's exactly what this shit's about. This white psychobabble bullshit. Hate your parents. No, I don't think mental health is a race issue. I just mean you don't know me, you don't know my life, you don't know my father, you don't know my father's life. You know what? I don't think therapy is for black people. Nope, I am not angry with myself. Nope, I'm not angry with him. You, I'm angry with you. Well, I don't even have to know you. No, he didn't practice throwing pitchforks. What kind of question is that? He was just drunk, he threw it, and he fucking missed me! Alabama. My daddy used to wake me up at 3 in the morning. He'd say, Willie, get up. Get out of bed. Time to go fishing, boy. And off we go fishing down in the bayou country. We had to sneak over the creeks and bays of Tensar, Mobile. See, you couldn't let them white Alabama fishermen see you, or you was in big trouble. Now, I never got in trouble down there till I was 14. We'd go down paths covered with Spanish moss and hide behind them great big old cypress trees. Swim in the water. You see black shell turtles sunning, water moccasins hanging from limbs and branches. Sometimes, if you was real quick, real quiet, you might see an alligator popping his head up. My daddy would bring a tray of peanuts, and we'd sit on the edge of a rock and eat peanuts. Then he'd teach me how to catch night crawlers and how to put them on the end of a hook and how to cast them into the water. Every once in a while, I just look over our shoulder, make sure them white men wasn't coming. Then we get back to fishing. And that was when it was good in Alabama. It was good. I was good. I was a good boy. Till one day I got involved in a thing I didn't even really know I was involved in. When I was 14, 3 men come up to me, asked me to do them a favor. They just wanted me to go inside the general store and go all the way to the back. Now, it was a big old store. You get you some of everything there. Get your food. They had sacks of oats and grains, tools. They had saws and hammers. They had dolls and toys and some of everything. But they just wanted me to go back there and act like I was looking to buy everything. Just look at stuff. They give me some money. They gave me $2, which was a lot of money. But they said I didn't have to buy nothing. I could keep the money. Didn't have to spend it. Just go back there and look like this, and I could keep the money. Now, I kind of knew they was probably up to no good, but I didn't have a penny. I sure wanted that $2, so I said, hell, I can do just that. I went there, went straight to the back of the store, looking and looking. Old white lady who run the store, old lady must have been 80, 90 years old. She run that whole store. She didn't let nobody else run it. She come back there, see if I was trying to steal something, just fussing and fussing at me. She kind of knew me, my family anyway. She'd seen us come in there, but boy, she was just fussing. Now, no sooner than her back was turned, occupying time with me, them 3 men come in the store. One of them reached behind the counter, grabbed the money out the box. She heard him, turned, started charging at him like a bull. The old lady was fast. way faster than they thought. She got up to them before they reached the door. Grabbed one of them by the back of the arm and just started pulling and pulling. Strong old lady. He swung, cold knocked out. I run out the back door. Later that day, I was arrested. They never did catch the three. That old lady identified me. And when it got before the judge, he sentenced me to a life term. A life in prison. That was Alabama. That old lady wasn't dead. They didn't kill her. I didn't do it anyway, but that was Alabama. They put me in jail for life. I spent 10 years there. I grew up there. They get us up at 4 in the morning to work. We had breakfast. They fed us salt pork. They fed us salt pork for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We called it Mississippi catfish and Tennessee chicken. Mississippi catfish is when you take it, boil the salt out of it, roll it in meal, and fry it up. Tennessee chicken was the same thing, only you roll it in flour instead of meal. Big D would come down there with his horse pipe and beat the blood out you. They'd throw you in solitary confinement for good measure if you felt like it. Come here, boy. You here just like these older men niggas and you're gonna be treated the same way. I don't care if you have spells or an epileptic. You can't fool me. You're gonna work. Now, if you're real good and stays with the Bible, you might become a trustee. But don't be acting like you don't belong here and they just put the hat on you. You niggas always acting like they put the hat on you. Oh, I didn't do nothing, sir. They's just arrested me for nothing. They's just trying to put the hat on me. Well, I don't believe in the hat, boy. If you're here in prison, you belong here in prison. Ain't nothing getting me more riled than a nigga trying to act like he ain't done what he done to get his ass here. When I was 17, I finally became a trustee. They made me a dog boy. I trained the dogs by faking like I was running away. They call it the sham race. Big D would tell me which way to take off, and the dogs would track me down. Now, it ain't easy training a dog to track. It's not like in the movies where they just get a whiff of you and take off after you. So we'd have to do it again and again and again all day, with them dogs chasing me all day. Sometimes I get all beat up by them dogs. They take me to the infirmary that night, send me back the next day, till I learned not to get beat up. Till I learned to think like them dogs. I'd wind up high up in a tree till Big D called them off. Oh, I was a good dog boy. I learned them dogs inside out. Ran them dogs for about 7 years, till I was 24. Then, one night, when I was 24, the dogs are on my trail. They'll be on my trail, the trail of the dog boy. I'm your friend, boy. I'm the dog boy. I'm your boy, dog. I'm the dog's boy. I'm your friend, boy. Your dog boy friend. I'm your friend, dog. Know how you run. I run like you run. Know how you scent. I scent like you scent. Know how you track. I track like you track. Backtrack down that path. Up that trail. Over that stream. Through that ditch. Up this tree. Down that tree. Over this cliff. Free damn high school. They took my school. They took my name. I ain't got no damn name. Let me out of here. I gotta get back to work. I gotta get back to work. Got kids to feed. I got boys. I got 2 jobs and 4 boys. My boys. You can't take my boys. Get your ass out of here, you son of a bitch. Wake up. All 4 of y'all get out of bed now. Who? Me. Don't be like me. I ain't shit. I will kick your ass. I will kick your ass. Nah. I was 16. Daddy died. Heart attack and shit. High blood pressure. Drank too much. Alcohol. That's why I don't fuck with no alcohol. I don't even mess with it. Now I'll shoot me some dope, you know, smoke a little weed, maybe drop a Quaalude. But other than that, I don't drink. I don't take no pills. And I do not do no coke. Shit make you think too fast. And I don't do none of that acid, that psychedelic white boy hippie shit. I guess I just like that down home dope. Hair around. I guess I'm a purist. If Daddy hadn't have died, I wouldn't be like this. If Daddy was alive, I think I would have went to college. Fuck, please. Shit. I would have went to college. And I'll tell you something else. He always put food on the table. I don't ever remember going hungry with Daddy in the house. But you know, after Daddy died, we had to go on welfare strip because he was the breadwinner and shit. Mama couldn't work because back then when you was on welfare, you couldn't work and make no extra money. I guess because you so well off from all the welfare riches, you ain't supposed to need no extra money, right? But you know, I was the kind of kid I had to have me some money in my pocket. I work. I ain't afraid to work. To me, selling dope, just a job. Pay good money too. I should have never used, but you know, start dipping and dabbing. If I ever catch my little brother shooting up, I will kick his ass. That's what Daddy would have done for me. Shit, I would have never shot dope with Daddy in the house. I just want to say to my family and relatives for all the times you accused me of stealing from you, whether you had proof or not, you usually didn't have proof. To my younger brothers for all the times I was in jail and wasn't around to be a big brother when you needed me and you stopped coming to visit or write me letters. To my youngest brother, who used to call me his favorite brother when he was 6, 7, 8, 9, who later, as a teenager, got beat up on the street by a punk named Billy, and I went and kicked Billy's ass and dragged Billy over to the house and made Billy apologize to him. To this same brother who accused me of stealing his stereo just because I had just gotten out the joint. Just because as soon as I get out, they start accusing me of shit. Just because nothing happens when I'm in there and it happens when I'm out. Just because all my life police won't let me be. Just because I'm a black man, I did something wrong once. And once a brother does something wrong in this town, police fuck with you for the rest of your life just because they're pig, blue-eyed motherfucking devils that want to keep their foot up a nigga's ass. Yeah, to them. And to the southern-ass Alabama courts that arrested my father at 14 and gave him a life sentence for being a kid in the wrong place at the wrong time, to a system that took away man's freedom and forced him to have to escape and spend most of the rest of his life running, looking over his shoulders, trying to feed a house full of kids with hound dogs at his back, working, sweating, hiding, drinking, sweating, hiding, drinking, working, sweating, drinking, sweating, drinking, 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 till his heart stopped. I just want to say, fuck you. Once upon a time, that boy named Cleve had his first day in the first grade. Cleve was excited because the first grade is where you learn to read and stuff, and even Daddy was proud that his boy loved to read. Cleve ran to the front of the room and sat at one of the big shiny desks. The teacher began to call the names off the list of all the kids in the class. As she called them, each kid raised their hand and said, "Here." Cleve anxiously awaited for his name. After a few names, the teacher called out, "Cleveland Thomas." Cleve did not raise his hand. "Is Cleveland Thomas here?" When no one else put their hands up, Cleve finally raised his because the name did sound so much like his. "Are you Cleveland?" "No," he said, "I'm Cleve." The teacher laughed and shook her head. "My dear child, don't you even know your own name? Cleveland is your proper name. You must know your proper name. Cleve is short for Cleveland. Your proper name is Cleveland, not Cleve." When she laughed, all the kids started laughing too. "He's so stupid. He don't even know his name. He don't even know his name." Cleve walked home with his head all the way down. How could his mother and father send him to school and not know his proper name? When he got home, he was moping and moping about. When his father saw this, he said, "Boy, what's wrong with you?" "Nothing," Cleve said. But he was about to cry, and he knew that Daddy did not like it when his boys cried. "I said, what's wrong with you?" Cleve told what happened at school. Daddy didn't say a word. But the next morning, instead of going to work like he usually did, Daddy walked Cleve to school, which made Cleve very happy. Daddy had these big, hearty strides, and Cleve loved running, trying to keep up with him. He liked walking with Daddy. When they got to the school and went into the classroom, Daddy walked right up to that teacher in front of all the kids. "Listen, lady, my boy's name is Cleve, not Cleveland. We is proper, lady. We ain't stupid. We know what we named our boy. He ain't stupid. He knows what his name is. His name is Cleve. Don't call my boy out his name. You call him by his right name. Call him by his real name." I am Cleve. C-L-E-V-E. Not sissy, not faggot, not Uncle Tom, not white, not black. Teacher, scholar, counselor, best of friend, human rights activist, AIDS activist, AIDS survivor. Cleve. I am who? Like who? You? Me? Like me, not like me. I am Daddy, Sammy, Jesse, Cleve? No. No. I shake, shed, grow, throw, I throw you. I throw you off, Daddy. I throw you. I'm not Daddy, Sammy, Jesse, Cleve. I am weak, stupid, strong, smart, chicken shit, brave, crybaby, warrior. I'm a liar, a crier, a thief, a fool, a joker, a seeker, a searcher. I'm lost, I'm found. I duck, dodge, run, I stay. I release, reject, reflect, accept. I forgive. Throw Daddy? No. No, I know Daddy. I throw the bottle. I throw prisons, chain gangs, bloodhounds, racist courts and judges. I throw colored restrooms. I throw lying, stealing, needles, and drugs. Budweiser, bullies, and Colt 45. I throw New York, Hollywood, and great big old movie studios. I throw welfare, heart attack, high blood pressure, AIDS, violence, addiction, and Alabama. I throw Ala-fucking-Bama. I throw Pitchfork.
Alexander, you have done exactly what Dr. Rashid has talked about, trying to tease apart these family dynamics, but in a theatrical way. Can you tell us what prompted you to write this play, why you chose your dad, your brothers?
Well, first let me say thank you, Judy, for, including this in your, Black History Month presentation and the having themes connect to Jim Crow and all this. So it's really wonderful. I actually none of that entered into my thought process in creating the play. I was simply writing bits and pieces of my family. So in a way, all of those themes come together organically, not as an intellectual process for me. I started writing. I got an idea to write about my brother and to write this monologue that was kind of inside of him. I got an idea to write about, I remember when the idea of me actually expressing the pitchfork being thrown, and it went through many iterations. Once it was me just sort of explaining as an adult that this thing had happened to me, and that wasn't working, and then I tried something else. And the thing that clicked was when I started running around in my garage as a little kid and just acting it out. And even then I thought I would take notes from that, but no, this felt right. This felt the way to express it. So now, you know me well, Judy. What was your question again?
I was asking you the impetus for writing this. And this is interesting to me, Alex, because I think a lot of artists do this. Something is nagging at them in their heart or their mind, or, and they've got to get it out. And once you got it out, and I know this piece really, really well, you have and it's not necessarily what you intended. You intended the very specific characters of you as a child and your dad and your brothers and your family. But what you have ended up dramatizing is a portrait of generational trauma,
yes.
Right? And so, since Dr. Rashid is an expert about generational trauma, I want to talk to you about what that is and how we see the Alex character, in sort of inherit this, and so maybe some of our audience doesn't know what we mean by generational trauma. Maybe Dr. Rashid, you can talk a little bit about that.
Okay, I thought a lot about this, and I hope you can hear me. I was just turning it up a bit, but I'm speaking loud. And hopefully hopefully this will be clear. But we talk about generational trauma. And as I thought about this, and pardon me for kind of taking an historical perspective on generational trauma, when we talk about generational trauma in the African-American community, kind of the major event is the Maafa, which is a Swahili term that talks about the great suffering, the calamity, the misfortune that was involved in the transatlantic slave trade, basically. And it really kind of represents the primal scene, basically, for all African Americans, and really impacts the collective memory of all African Americans. Now, when you break it down, we talk about such things as legacy trauma, multi-generational trauma, post-traumatic slavery syndrome, historical trauma response, a whole list of things, soul wound. It talks about how this basic Holocaust, the Maafa, still has a residual impact on the lives of African Americans and African American families. And I think, as you think about sitting around the dinner table, perhaps, and hearing your relatives talk about the day, and they talk about their experiences with racism, oppression. Turn on the news, and you see about Black Lives Matter, racism and oppression. So this original trauma, the original historical trauma, has a profound impact, a reverberating impact on the lives of our families. And it plays out in different kinds of ways. And I think in the play itself, it talks about the specific impact of trauma on African-American men. I think, it kind of comes down that, how African-American men try to negotiate, try to navigate the whole issue of multi-generational stuff. It comes through daddy, granddaddy, son. So that's a very thumbnail sketch of trauma.
It's amazing that you said, there's a reverberating impact, because this is the first of 5 offerings we have spring of 2021 in a series called the Reverberation Plays.
Right.
Because well, our tagline, before we had to change it, is because enslavement wasn't an event, it is a legacy. And so we wanted to show, a contemporary person, Alexander Thomas, contemporary stories that have their roots in this original sin or this original trauma, as you say, Dr. Rashid. And did you know, Alex, the significance of what happened to your father?
Growing up, not really. We knew as kids, I remember, we knew that Daddy had been in prison. We knew that Daddy had escaped prison. Some things I knew that he had trained dogs. I remember as a kid, he would always bring some stray dog home for a little while. And I remember once we had this dog, Rex, that when Daddy would leave, he wouldn't let us kids into the bathroom. He was like this really mean dog. And then Rex got rid of Rex and another dog. So there was this mythology about him escaping, and but didn't pay a lot of attention to that. It was sort of in the background. And when I started playing around with writing these different characters, when I sort of got to Daddy, and I started needing to know more information about this prison thing. And I remember talking to my mother, who was near 80 at the time, and she didn't talk a lot. I had to really pull it out of her, and she told me the story about the store and him getting the life, and that made sense with the escaping and with the dogs. Then, and this is where, as a writer to those students out there, research, even though it's my family, research came in. I actually started to gain more significance of his story and the impact when I started researching the Alabama prison system and the prison that he was in. And I found this book it was of 5 generations of these white prison guards. The father had been one, the son was one, the grandfather, the great-grandfather, and they wrote this amazing book. And in that, I knew that he had escaped, that he had used his training with the dog. That was sort of family folklore. But then I read in that book about the trustee and the dog boys and the training the dogs to track people who escape. And it just all came together. That had to be what Daddy was, right?
That's right.
He escaped the training. And so all these pieces started falling into place, like, oh my God, wow, this is what he went through. And,
That's amazing. It's amazing, and it's mortifying, and thank God that there are people like you, Dr. Rashid, who actually study.
Yeah, I studied, but that part of your play and your story really struck me. I spent in Texas a couple of years working for the Texas Department of Corrections for their chaplain's office. And I had time to really interview and work with a number of inmates whose stories are somewhat similar and look at the pain and struggle they had. I remember my first day going to that prison, one of the prisons, there were several, and driving down the road and seeing these African-American men on their knees picking something, wasn't cotton, and seeing these guards on horses with shotguns, walking over them. Not walking with them, but among them. And being a boy from Indiana, and seeing that, I mean, all kinds of, stuff happened to me inside, and kind of like, this is what it's like. This is what it was like, and it's still existing today. So I just want to add that. Part of the play really struck me because experience.
I also, the idea, I think there's a lot of attention just now being paid to the fact that modern day policing is really a throwback to slave patrols. And when I just got chills, Alex, when you said that these guards were generation and generation and generation and generation of prison guard, slave patrol to police officer, black people incarcerated. In our study guide that Camille Thomas, no relation, but brilliant young woman, put together, she found some incredible photographs of all teenagers in these prisons. Because really what they were about was, in Jim Crow was just slavery by another name, right? So anything you might be doing, you could be arrested for under the laws of Jim Crow. And especially in that book by Mr. Blackman, I'm forgetting his first name, called Slavery by Another Name, he tracked when there was a need for increased production in like mines or in any other area. They would sweep black people off the streets and arrest them and keep them in prison because they would have fines accrue, and of course you're in prison, so you can't pay the fine. So this is not unlike how things are today in these municipalities that use black communities for their for their checkbooks, as their coffers,
Yeah, I thank Camille for that. I hope that the audience you can download that.
Well, if we have educators out there, they can reach out to the American Slavery Project at gmail.com, and it will be available soon. We have, for your classrooms, we have a little further editing to do, but we should be done in a couple of days.
That was one of the things that, even struck me. As I went along with this, as it was developing, things would hit me. And at one point, I realized that even though I didn't set out to write a play that was making any kind of statement, really, it was just telling bits and pieces of these stories. In fact, at one time it was called Bits and Pieces of Fathers and Sons. It was called the Daddy Tree, not far from the tree. It took a while before I got it all together and saw that the Pitchfork was at. But I remember thinking that this is kind of a story that could only come out of an African-American family. It's like,
yeah, and Dr. Rashid, you've worked with a lot of African-American families. You were in clinical practice for family therapy. Have you encountered this kind of thing before with fathers and sons and?
Yes, I have, in many different kinds of ways, but still the kind of transmission of stuff, problems, alcoholism, child abuse, whatever, but there is that kind of transmission. What we do in family therapy is do a genogram. It's kind of a family tree. And in that family tree, we identify the relationship, whether there was conflict, whether there was cut off, or whether there was closeness. And you can kind of get a map. It's a 3-generational process, but you can get kind of a family map in terms of how stuff, I say stuff in general, is transmitted from one generation to another. And we see this often, that you think that you're living your life, but your life, in a sense, is a version of the script that's been a part of your family's existence.
So when the dad, Dr. Rashid, says, "Don't be like me," how does that affect a son or all of his sons?
Well, see, that becomes the issue, because you want to be yourself, but you also want to be like dad. And that is the struggle that all kids have. You call it differentiation versus enmeshment. You want to be a part of something. You want to share that name, the surname, but you want to be you. And sometimes there's a struggle there. And I think Alex, in some ways, was dealing with that struggle. To be me, but also to be like my brothers, be like my daddy, and struggling with, just come, where do I land in that tug of war, that push and pull between father and son?
Yeah, that and I think I hit that or tried to in that therapy scene where the therapist almost gets me to see something. Like he says, "Are you like your father?" And I said, and he says, "Do you like yourself?" I go, no, sure, I like myself. Oh, I get it. He said, "Don't be like me, like him," and he didn't like himself. So maybe I don't like my, and then I just cut it off. Like, no, I'm not going there. You're saying I don't like myself, So it was that struggle is in there, and that's what I hope gets conveyed.
Yeah, and also it's beautifully dramatized in the beginning when he's like, "I'm going to be like Daddy. I'm going to turn the drips off, and I'm Superman." And he really wants to, be there for his dad. He just reveres his dad. If when you were in clinical practice, or actually, if you were to sit down with Alex, right, and his
that question was coming.
Sammy,
I'm looking for a referral, so you can...
for family therapy. Okay, where would you start? What questions would you ask them? I mean, it's not like we know them a little bit, but another thing, I kind of want to roll this question in. Sammy and Jess have a really different, like, one side of the family, and then there's Cleve and Cleve's protection of Alex, and it's like a different kind of split. Cleve wants to go to college. He gets into drama. He loves Shakespeare. He's a writer. Just talk about that.
Well, first of all, let me say this, and this is not to avoid the question, but I would ask them, why do they want to even come to therapy? So, in going through this process, some people get sent to therapy, get mandated. But, there's a statement that I heard when I was in grad school many, many years ago. And the person said that the motivation for change is based upon two things: the push of discomfort and the pull of hope. There's a calculus there. And if there is a sense of hope, but no real discomfort, there is no motivation to change. If there is discomfort, but no hope, there's no motivation to change. So what I would assess is, what is the level of discomfort and what is the motivation for change? What kind of life do you want to live? And use it as a platform to begin working with that family, working with those individuals, to kind of guide them toward, and I say guide them, not push them, but guide them, be alongside them, to look at the kind of life they want to live for themselves. And I think you talk about, there's a term called trauma narrative. And I would have them to kind of talk about their narrative, their story, and begin to identify the points of trauma in their story, and to begin to help them to kind of reconcile themselves with that, to understand it. Because when people experience trauma, they want to avoid it, they want to ignore it, they want to just kind of make it invisible. It can be very empowering in some ways once you understand where you come from and the travails and struggles that you and your family have gone through.
That's fascinating, because what you do is what artists do as well. We dig and we look at the history and we generate questions and we ask what points in this person's story are important to latch on to. When you talk, it's fascinating to me because it's science, it's psychology, and yet we as artists, and Alexander beautifully in this piece is really doing, the same thing. I have a question here from the audience, so let me turn to Alexander for a moment. It says, What kind of preparation did you do for this show, since you were the only one on stage? And how do you feel like that impacted the performance? Would you rather have had more people?
People, in this case, would get in the way. I guess I had to meditate. I pray before each show. When I was writing this, I remember I had this little sort of, I guess I can only call it a prayer, or you could call it a meditation, that I wanted the ancestors to bring me knowledge that I knew about and everything I don't know about this situation. And I sort of meditate on that before, even years ago when I was writing this, I would do that meditation, and it stayed with me. Before each show, I sort of do that kind of, to the universe. I know that may be too airy-fairy for you, but it's not.
Not for me.
Sure, you want to specific.
I don't know about the people in the
I mean, I do the usual run around, ha ha ha, la 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 la, kind of stuff, but mostly what I do is just sort of get centered. I know who these men are. I don't have to do a lot of more psychobabble than that to do it.
Every time I see this, I am fascinated by your physical work. About, like when you're climbing up on the shelf and you've got mime. I want to give a shout out to Sarah Lampert, who directed this piece at the Kitchen Theater. It is so contained and so powerful, because it's contained. I'm going to have to answer both. Oh, somebody. Okay. So I want to call my theater students' attention to, to that, just to the physical skill that you show when you're doing this work. I've got a question here for Dr. Rashid. Do our families have an idea of their own trauma narratives, or does therapy have to bring them there?
They have feelings that something has been amiss. Maybe not able to articulate it, not being able to express it. But part of therapy is to kind of excavate what is there and to get them in touch with what are those things that have been a barrier to them as individuals and as a family. So part of what, in my particular perspective, is to help the family to kind of share their story. And then that story, you can see themes of trauma that's there. And to begin to elevate those themes and begin to look at them and to see perhaps the residual impact of those themes on the family. So families feel it.
Yeah.
What they feel.
Right.
Something's wrong, but they're not quite sure what's wrong. Why can't we move? Why can't we cope with? Why can't we deal with?
Because you need an outside eye, like every playwright needs a dramaturg, so to speak. Alex, here's another question for you. I thought the play was fantastic. Alex's performance was electric. The emotional bonds of the characters were so clear and moving. How hard was it to edit stories to have them mesh together?
It was hard. It was difficult. It was. I mean, in some ways there were flows, but the transitions, like I said, they were. So the first version of this that was performable, and actually, Judy Tate saw it years ago. I did it in the garage, and it was 2 hours and 45 minutes.
That's right. I sat there for 2 hours and 45 minutes, and it was still fascinating.
That's how much stuff I had, and repetition. And so, thank God for dramaturgs and workshop people, and getting to do it and see that, oh, you know what? You don't need this. You don't need to hammer this 4 times in 4 different ways for them to get it. And so all of that cutting, and and I want to say and give a shout out to the process of theater artists. Yes, I edited this down and moved the pieces around and got those stories, but it also came through like Judy and I did a workshop of it where Judy had a lot of notes and dynamics, and some other artists will come into play, and this is what we do. It's a one-man show, but it literally is a village of people. And with this particular piece, over the years, I mean, I first did this in 2002 was its first performance, and this, what you saw, was done in 2017. So 15 years of the input of audience and talkbacks like this, what people get. If 1 or 2 people aren't getting you, it's okay. But if like roomfuls of people are like way off, you go, okay, I got to go in there and do something with this. And also I've changed and grown. I think that there's more sort of forgiveness in the play, more empathy in the play that I have about my father's story and everything. And so that shifts. I haven't changed a lot of the dialogue, but a lot of in my performance, there's some shifts.
I see. Well, we're going to have to wrap up, even though I could talk to the both of you for another hour and a half, I'm sure. Thank you so much. I have a few announcements to make, people. Please stay on just for another couple of minutes. But Dr. Rashid, thank you so much. I hope you'll join us again. I just find what you do and how you think and fascinating. And I am so happy that there is someone out there who has published books and who is recognizing the fact that different ethnicities need to be worked with in specific ways, right? And
I didn't have you growing up. There weren't yous. You weren't around, and we need to have you around.
Yes.
We weren't around.
Yeah. What was that?
He said we weren't around.
We were not around. No.
Yes.
Right. And education, it's invaluable, and what you do is invaluable. So I want to thank you for coming on, and also just thank you for what you do, and I hope you'll join us again. And of course, Alexander, you are amazing. Alexander has worked all over the world. I hope you guys download. We have these really cool programs that you can click on. So you have a digital program that you can look at. And I just want to invite you to our next performances. Next month is Women's History Month, and we are, for the rest of the season, going back to a form that we pioneered last season, audio plays with very lush soundscapes and a minimal visual score, because plays are often made to be heard. So it's very exciting. And in March, we're going to see Lynette R. Freeman and Camille Thomas's play. You can get you can take out a Parent Plus loan. And it's a solo show about a young woman who is literally starving to get through college in today's world of high-interest loans and unforgiving debt. April 9th. Oh, by the way, there were so many people here tonight. We are going to play the recording of the show and our talkback up until March 4th, because March 5th starts our new one. So if you have a ticket, if you maybe missed the beginning of the show, you can come back to the American Slavery Project website and see the show again, or what you missed, or anything like that. And please tell your friends, because we want as many people as possible to see this wonderful work, because we've got reverberations from Jim Crow today. So, if you want to understand today, you have to understand this history. In April 9th, we're going to have 2 monologues from our high school monologue challenge, from 2. Well, we don't know who's won yet, so I can't tell you who it's going to be. But we're also going to have a duologue of 2 people who actually lived that we found in the files of the Eugenics Records Office. That should be fascinating. It's called the Haunted Files, and we're going to have actual visual artifacts from the era of eugenics. Yes, you will actually see the imbecility chart when you come to see this. Eugenics was pseudoscience for making better people, which was just a supremacist way of keeping, Asians out of the country, keeping immigrants out of the country, and sterilizing black women so that they could not have further children, or actually the intent to remedy immorality was really having to do with exterminating people who were socially poor, socially downcast, economically poor. So that's fascinating. I got the idea to revisit the Haunted Files because our last president was planning a Good Genes rally, and it frightened the bejesus out of me. Then we're going to have a play about unions in the nonprofit sector called Disunion, directed by Melissa Maxwell, written by yours truly. It is starring Melissa Murray Much, Robert McKay, and Brenda L. Thomas. Don't miss it. It is a fun play, even though it's about a serious issue, but it's got a little intrigue and humor. And our final one for Juneteenth will be June 18th, Second Sight, directed by Felicia Rashad, who joined us for our first series, Black Women in the Ballot, as an actor, and now is returning to American Slavery Project as a director. This stars Meseret Stroman Wheeler and Ryan Hope Travis with Godfrey L. Simmons Jr.
They're amazing people. You gotta hear these people.
Oh, these people are great. You've got to come back for this. And this is about mental health in the rural Black community. And it's also very interesting. It's called Second Sight because we've got some spooky kind of stuff going on. So please join us again. And you can, as a reminder, you can rewatch this at AmericanSlaveryProject.org with the same passcode that you received in your Eventbrite email. Thank you very much, and we'll see you later in the season.